Okay guys, so I'm back. I've got this hand done. Tips are on. Tips are shaped how I want them. I'm still learning how to shape right, but there you go. Just to give you an idea. I'm going to try to get this in place so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. Alright, so today we're going to be doing a color called Holly Berry. This is one of our exclusive Christmas colors. It'll be in the Christmas basket or stocking set, and it may also be available on Black Friday just as a fun thing. So we've prepped. I've done one coat of base already and let it dry. I'm going to go in. I'm going to start on this finger, and I'm going to gently just use our base, and I'm going to press it ever so lightly and cover about 3/4 of the nail, and then we're just going to dip it right in. Shake it off. Oh, forgot to get my brush out. Let me grab one of my brushes here. I just have a fun little brush. Didn't spend a lot of money on it, but it works. Just brush all that off of there. That's one way to protect your powders. So once we get that on, I'm going to go ahead and come back in, not too thick, and do another layer. This time getting a little closer to the cuticle but still staying back. This color is absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, it's called Holly Berry. We have it in 3 different sizes. You can get it in the 0.25, the 0.5, or the 1 ounce. So it should be available Black Friday in all 3 sizes. Sorry, I'm not very good at this video prep thing, but trying. May have to have a crew member from now on. So that's 2 dips. Now I typically go in for a 3rd dip on most colors. I'm just going to file the edges just a touch, make sure I have it how I want it. You definitely don't want it too thick back around your cuticles, so you just got to be really careful. If you get too close to the cuticles or too thick, you'll get premature lifting. So you just want to be really careful when you do that. So again, 3rd layer, gently around the cuticles, but staying back from them. Apply a nice even layer on there. And we're going to dip that the last time. Now sometimes I do the sprinkle method. I do like it as well. Today I'm doing dip. I think it's a little easier to show. Later on, once I get a better hang of the videoing, I will go back and do one with a sprinkle for you. Definitely, if you're ombreing or certain techniques, you definitely need to sprinkle. So I go in and I always just take off the edges just a little bit before my activator. Now I do have 2 different activators. They're the same activator, but I keep one for doing my glittery colors, and I have another one for doing solids so they don't get the glitters in them. But go in, and I've done my 3 dips, and I'm going to do 1 application and then a 2nd application, and we're going to let that dry. Okay, 2 minutes, girls. You got to wait at least 2 minutes. Never ever try to put your top coat on before that 2-minute mark is up. It will gunk up your base. It can gunk up your top coat too. I said that wrong. I'm sorry. Gunk up your top coat. Now this top coat, I have done everything in the world to it. Cannot get it to gunk up at all. It is amazing. I'm very happy with it. There's a couple different ones. The one I'm using today is the Ultra Shine. So I have one that is visible under UV light. It glows, so it's kind of fun and cool. I started out with that one as our main one, but a few customers didn't like how thick it was, so we found another option from our manufacturer that gives us a thinner option, which everybody seems to like. So I'm going to go in after the 2 minutes, and then we'll apply the top coat. All right, so you're just going to go through that process with all the nails. So just thin layer, it nice and even. And you saw I went back and cleaned up around the cuticles as well. That might have been a little thick that time, so just pay attention. Don't get it too thick like I just did. Tap it off and go back in and brush it off. You can blow it too. Don't do that if it's, you know, not you. If you're working in a salon and doing these, please don't blow in your customers' hands. We all know that though. We're going to go back in with the second layer, coming a little closer to that cuticle. And just really shaping it, watching it. Okay, and wipe off that brush in between. Always wipe it off. If you have lint-free cloths, you can use that. I find a paper towel works just as good. So brush it off. Okay, that was dip number 2. Last layer for this one. And, whoops, hit the cuticle there, so I'll have to wipe that off real quick. Get that third layer, real good. Oh my gosh, this color is so pretty. It truly looks like a sparkling berry that you see around Christmas time. Okay, there we go. Clean that baby up a little bit, brush it off. And I'm gonna go in with that cuticle pusher here, the orange stick, and just clean up around the edges real good and wipe it off. So you see, let's keep it back from the cuticle. That is beautiful. And again, I kind of go in and clean a little bit. You don't want to file over the glitter at this point because it will lose its shine. So go back in and apply your solidifier activator. And you can file after that dries before you do your final steps. Now, if you do file, you'll have to apply more activator. Always have to apply more activator if you file or do any prep like that. Okay, so there's 2. Let's go ahead and go on to number 3. And same technique on all of them. I'll try to whiz this along a little quicker now that you kind of know what you're doing. You can follow me. Video will be on YouTube and the website. I'll start doing these a little more often so I can get my customers involved. I'll take a trip to see Diane someday and have her do some videos and stuff with me. Be a lot of fun for friends to get together and do this stuff. So, sorry, with my syndrome, my fingers do weird things sometimes. So if you saw that weird pop just then, it's because of my syndrome. And I know a couple of my customers out there also have the syndrome as well. And we do donate a percent of our profit to Ehlers-Danlos Research and Education. Myself and 3 of my children are diagnosed with it. It is a genetic disease. It affects the collagen in your body. Our collagen holds us together. So those of us with Ehlers-Danlos were not held together very well. And I got to talking and forgot if that was 2 or 3 dips. So I think that was 2. I'll go ahead and do a 3rd dip on this one. We're doing real good, guys. Thank you for joining me. It's nice to have a silent audience. One of these days I'll do a live one where you can talk to me while I'm working. Number 3. Do you see how shiny and pretty that is? That's how it looks after the final is on it too. God, it's so pretty. And just again, I'm using a small brush. Some people like the bigger brushes. Whatever you're comfortable with. And then again, activator. And yeah, I'm playing around with a couple different bottles for my product. You'll see most of mine in these bottles. I'm currently testing out this bottle. Sorry, that one's a little mucked up from being my glitter activator, so ignore it. When you get them, they're not like that. And then I also have several top coat options. Like I said, I have the one that's lights up in black light or UV lights. I do have a top gel coat that you have to go under a UV light for. And then the others, there's 3 or 4 different ones that I have that all do great. One of them I really like. It definitely doesn't dry fast, so I do have a fast dry top coat that I put over it. Definitely don't have to go that route, but I tend to like that when it has a super ultra shiny look to it, which I enjoy. I know some of you like matte. I am still trying to find a really good matte. I do have one that I like. I still think there's probably a better one out there, so working with manufacturers trying to come up with that. And there we go. Just kind of clean up the edges. Blow it off. There we go. Don't blow it off on your clients, remember. Family, friends, that's fine if they're okay with it. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm so not good at the video stuff. Okay. And last one. Dip. Brush it off. There you go. Activate. Oops, the wrong end. If you my applicator in, not the brush. That was not a good plan. I'm gonna dip again. It's still a touch wet. There we go. Oh, now it looks good. Okay, and activator. And I'll be back in a little bit to do the final top coat. Thank you.